Report on the current state of unrest in Kenya, the Generation Z protests. In recent weeks, Kenya has witnessed unprecedented unrest as young people, predominantly from the bourgeoisie class and known as Generation Z, have taken to the streets in widespread protest. This demographic, typically seen as articulate and well-educated, has mobilized around issues primarily concerning economic disenfranchisement and financial inclusion. At the heart of the protest lies a profound sense of economic injustice. Kenya's youth, despite their education and aspirations, face staggering levels of unemployment. The tax burden has significantly increased across the board, affecting even the poorest segments of society. Recent tax hikes on digital content creation, bread up to 16%, and edible cooking oil up to 25%, have exacerbated the financial strain on ordinary Kenyans, making their livelihoods increasingly precarious. The backdrop of these protests is the staggering national budget exceeding 11 trillion Kenyan shillings, a figure that has raised eyebrows regarding transparency and allocation efficiency. Critics point to ballooning government expenditures, highlighted by excessive presidential travel expenses, which have been sharply contrasted against the austerity measures imposed on ordinary citizens. Further fueling public outrage is the recent wave of forced evictions targeting slum dwellers, ostensibly as a part of a river rehabilitation project. The selective enforcement of urban development policies has been perceived as discriminatory, favoring affluent suburban residents while displacing vulnerable communities. As community leaders and advocates for social justice, we resonate with the sentiments expressed by the UNIAACL RC 2020 President, appealing for the adoption of Marcus Garvey's philosophy. This appeal underscores the urgent need for empowering local communities and achieving true emancipation across Africa. The influence of international financial bodies like the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank on Kenya's economic policies has been a point of contention, especially amidst mounting public debt concerns. Kenya stands at a critical juncture as its youth assert their discontent with systematic inequalities and economic hardships. The protests, characterized by their peaceful nature and articulate demands, reflect a broader societal frustration with governance and economic policies. Addressing these grievances requires a comprehensive approach that prioritizes inclusive economic growth, fiscal responsibility, and equitable urban development. As the situation evolves, all stakeholders must heed the call for reform to ensure a sustainable and prosperous future for all Kenyans. This report is brought to you by Achola Otieno, President of the UNIACL RC 2020 in Kenya and Secretary of its One Africa Commission.